Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin this video by asking you guys a simple question. And probably any simple question requires simple answers. My question is this: why do you think William Samoei Arap Ruto, who is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, is obsessed with quoting Bible verses in meetings, in political rallies, and even during interviews? Why do you think he's obsessed with quoting Bible verses? And on several occasions, he has actually misquoted verses. Yesterday, William Ruto was being interviewed by Joe Ageyo of NTV. And Joe Ageyo asked the deputy president a very simple question. The question about cabinet secretaries involving themselves in politics. And the question was in relation to William Ruto's statement in the last election, when Raila Odinga raised the same questions which he's raising now. So Ageyo asked him why he believes that these cabinet secretaries should not involve themselves in politics when he defended them. So the deputy president could not answer that question. So he tried maneuvering, but Joe Ageyo was on him. So he ended up misquoting a verse in the Bible which is not even in existence. So I want you to listen to Joe Ageyo pressing the deputy president and pay very close attention to the body language of the DP and how he ended up misquoting that Bible verse. Because in this video, I want us to try and figure out why the deputy president likes misquoting, likes quoting Bible verses and his objectives.
Raila Odinga, who was then your competitor from the opposition, made the exact same complaints about cabinet secretaries getting involved in politics. And I remember very clearly, there's a famous statement you made, wachana na Matiang'i, ukitaka kubishana, bishana na mimi na Rais Kenyatta. So was it right then? What has changed? Or how could it have been then?
You need to contextualize what the situation was at that point in time. Yeah, we need to contextualize what the situation was at that point in time, Joe. And I think we are, to the best of my knowledge, we are now discussing trivialities. I think the most important thing that the people of Kenya want to make is they want to understand the choices they have in this election. I think really, Joe,
you're running for president.
We'll spend this time better if the people of Kenya can understand from William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza what is the need for the Kenyan people. That's precisely why we've gone bottom up, because always the discussions we have in this space is about us. It's about William Ruto and Raila Odinga and the big boys. Where is the Kenyan person in this?
You see where the Kenyan is.
I think
where the Kenyan is.
Where we need to go with this interview, quite honestly, is for the ordinary person watching me. They want to know, William Ruto wants to be president. What is in it for me? Because politics is about interest.
But they also want to know why.
Let me tell you, Joe.
Why you were supporting this the other time, and now you're opposed to it. Isn't that something they want to know?
Even Jesus Christ, if I can, I know you're a good Christian. In Matthew, I think 17:29, his disciples, when they were following him, they asked him, we have left our families. We have left our businesses. We used to be fishermen. We've come to follow you. What is in it for us? Disciples of Jesus Christ. The people of Kenya want to know also, as they go to the ballot, what is in it for them?
No, that's the deputy president. The truth of the matter is that that Bible verse William Ruto quoted does not exist anywhere in the Bible. The other truth is that this was not the first time William Ruto was misquoting or quoting a wrong verse.
Your Excellency, as the Bible says, Isaiah 1:18, come now, let us reason together.
What about yours?
In Isaiah 1:18, we have fallen short.
Fallen short?
It was not the first time. So the question is, why do you think William Ruto would always try to quote a Bible verse? Before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So I want to thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for your continued support. So please, for this particular video, give it thumbs up. You can share it, and also for those who can, you can drop your comments. Now, let us get back to the main issue. The deputy president has been quoting Bible verses. Sometimes right, he gets it right, sometimes not right. I remember during the National Prayer Breakfast meeting, he also quoted a Bible verse. Martha Karua was very clear that she's not very good in quoting Bible verses. So she just gave the story of how he read it in the Bible. But the deputy president ended up quoting a Bible verse which was off. But why do you think he's always quoting the Bible? Number one, William Ruto is keen on appealing to the church. He wants to appear as if he's the Christian per se candidate. Remember, we have now Wajakoya. His video is coming up due to demands, by the way. You guys have asked me to do an analysis about Wajakoya, and I'm doing it. It's coming up. Wajakoya ni mtu wa the weed. Then there's Raila Odinga. They call Raila Odinga Muganga. So there's William Ruto, who is now the face of Christians. And in Kenya, if you go online, they refer to him as Deputy Jesus. So he's trying to appeal to the Christian. And I'm going to explain to you shortly why he's targeting the church. Number two, William Ruto would always quote the Bible when he's trying to prove a point. You know, sometimes you need to justify certain things, why they're happening. So the easiest way is to quote a Bible. In fact, someone was telling me that if you look at the world, countries which are led by Muslims, there's a bit of honesty because there's a lot of hypocrisy amongst Christians. So the deputy president would always use Bible verses to prove his points. Like yesterday, he was trying to prove a point, but using a wrong verse. Number three, the deputy president is also keen on quoting the Bible as a strategy to target ordinary Kenyans. The truth of the matter is that ordinary Kenyans are always wowed by small acts like someone being able to quote the Bible, you know, things like that. And lastly, it is also his strategy of evading a question. If you push William Ruto to a corner, he will always turn to God. He will always look for a verse. And that's exactly what he did yesterday. So his main objective of quoting the Bible is to appear as that man of God, and is targeting the church. So why would the deputy president target the church? The truth of the matter is that in 2017, President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto hired Cambridge Analytica. And that is what the deputy president is trying to leverage on. So the Cambridge Analytica were given a specific role character assassinate Raila Odinga, make Raila Odinga look like a devil, Mganga. That's when Mganga became part and parcel of Jubilee campaigns in the last election. And William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta then became the men of God. In fact, Uhuru Kenyatta was being referred to as the anointed one. William Ruto and Uhuru would then start attending churches every single Sunday, every single Saturday, kneeling down. So the idea was to intoxicate the minds of the voters of the larger Mount Kenya region, majority who are poor. You know, it's easier to use religion to confuse the poor. So he did that. They did that. So William Ruto, after that election, still wanted to manage the church. So he's targeting the church. And how do you target the church? You must target the church by being one of them. Being a churchgoer, use Harambes the way he has used Harambes to appeal to the churches, convince them that you are their only candidate, things like those. So why is he targeting the church? Number one, the church is normally the voice of the voiceless. If you look at the history of this country, the other day, Raila Odinga went to All Saints Cathedral for a church service before presenting his nomination papers. And Dennis Itumbi made a tweet that Raila Odinga went to that church and the deputy president contributed some money to construct, I think, there was a structure there. And Kenyans were on Itumbi that they are now trying to own these churches. The truth of the matter is that the church in the 90s, in the late 80s, were the voices of the voiceless. You would hear people like people like Munge, people like Okulo, Timothy Njoya, Ndingi Mwanda Nzeki. They were the people who would speak on behalf of Kenyans. So they would always talk about the vices. If it's corruption, if it's about, human rights, they would speak. William Ruto managed to penetrate the church at a time when he was facing the biggest scandals, when he was being branded the biggest thief. So when he started contributing money to the church, what happened was that the church now could not target him. In fact, the church now started accepting the money and giving excuse that they could not tell whether the money are stolen or not. So that's number one, why he's targeting the church. The church used to be the voice of the voiceless. Now, if he's on their side, then any vices, any negative things he might have done, they cannot talk about. But now again, we are where we are. Number two, church is a good point of mobilization. If you want to mobilize support, the best place is to church. William Ruto began early campaigns. And those early campaigns were conducted in churches. So William Ruto would go to Rift Valley, to the larger Mount Kenya region, and attend a church service. Then campaign there. So when asked, he was like, "Mimi nimeenda tu kanisa." He would identify a church, organize a harambe, for the example, Corino. Organize a huge harambe for them. Play politics there. When asked, he's not campaigning, he just attended a church service. So church became very easy for him to use as a platform for campaigns. Like, for example, if a church in a region, let's say in Nyakach, for example, there's this big event bringing different Catholic churches from the area to some place, then you are invited. When you come there, you don't even need to mobilize people. You'll find people there. You talk to them. So church was a good platform, or remains a good platform, to mobilize people. And of course, there are some indigenous churches where once they believe in you, they'll always do what you'd want them to do. And lastly, I think the deputy president is also looking at the endorsement of the church. And that's why he keeps on quoting the Bible. When you quote the Bible correctly, people are like, okay, huyu jamaa kumbe anasoma Biblia. Huyu jamaa kumbe ni mhubiri huyu jamaa, yeah, is one of us, you know. So that endorsement of the church, like for example, if the Catholic Church were to endorse the DP, the other day I saw a bishop from Embu endorsing the DP. That's huge. Bishop Wairimu, I think, endorsed the DP. Huge. So if he could get some of these endorsements, then the better for him. And that's exactly what he is trying to do. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Thank you guys. And please, again, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, don't hesitate. Just click that subscribe button. By doing that, it means next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without this support, this channel cannot be where it is. So it's because of you guys. That's why we are here. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.